Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. My name is Linadia and I'll be a yoga teacher for the next half hour or so. I hope everyone is feeling well and healthy, ready to get moving. Of course, today we are doing balance. So we're really just going to play around with some movement, see if you can balance. So we want to be able to balance because this tests our strength in many parts of our body: the legs, the feet, the core, the back. Well, the back is part of the core, but you get my point. And some balancing poses are also on the arms, so then it also activates through the arms and shoulders. But it also tests how focused you're capable of being, because often when we lose our balance, it's because we lose our focus, So whenever we're in these balancing poses, whenever you find yourself a bit shaken, just remember to come back to the breath. Find a point to stare at, so we call that the drishti point. So find a spot that's not moving, so it can be helpful to look away from whatever device you're watching this on. Wherever ahead of you, if you can just find a little spot or a big spot, doesn't really matter, that's not moving, that can also help you focus and help you keep your balance. But yeah, coming back to the breath is also really helpful. And there are going to be things in which we're moving into a pose, and that's where we can lose our balance. So remember in those moments to really just focus on the movement, feel your body and focus on the breath. Definitely have your blocks and straps nearby. Those are always helpful, especially for balancing poses. If you don't have any blocks, you can use pillows or big books. Sometimes you can use chairs as well. And if you don't have straps, you can use a towel or a belt or anything long and strappy. All right, let's get started. So we're going to get started standing. Let's come to the back of the mat. And of course, we're going to start off as usual. So let's just bring ourselves into the present moment. Bring your mind into the space around you, acknowledging where you are. And as we do this, we bring the awareness here. So to come into the present moment, acknowledging I am here. Reminding ourselves that our mind is going to stay here with us throughout our practice. Slowly bringing the awareness from the outside closer and closer towards you. Closer and closer towards you until we come to the body. And we bring the awareness into the body, feeling how we're feeling. Relaxing through the body, not holding any unnecessary tension. So checking that the body is relaxed, so we can start off on a good note. And then let's bring the awareness to the breath. Not forcing or changing anything yet. Simply being aware. And then setting an intention here, if you have one. And then we can start to deepen the breath. All right, let's bring the arms up. Just however naturally you feel you want to bring them up. Really stretch the arms up. Let's lean over to one side slightly. And then come back to the center, lean over to the other side. Inhale, coming up, looking up, stretching, and then let's bring the arms out to the side and lean forward. So you want to be in a nice upside down L shape or half T shape, whatever you want to call it. The arms are out to the side, and then we're going to pump coming up and down, or down and up. So what we're aiming to do here is we're going to loosen through the hamstrings a little bit. I'm sure many of us are already feeling the stretch coming through the hamstrings. So by moving up and down, we're just loosening them slightly, and of course also activating through the back muscles. And the arms being out helps us activate through those shoulders as well. So breathing, let's come up and down. Make sure the back is flat, make sure the legs are straight. You do want to have some looseness in the legs. Breathing. This is also quite good if you've got back pain. When we have back pain, it's important for us to actually strengthen the muscles of the back. Taking some nice deep breaths, using that Ujjayi breath if you're familiar. And then let's exhale, release the arms forward. See how far down you can go into your forward fold. Maybe usually you don't go this far the first time. Let's walk through the legs. Breathing. And straightening the legs again. Let's come up back into that position, and then immediately bring the hands to the heart, coming into a chair pose. Let's see if we can come onto the toes. Can you guys tell that I'm enjoying this one? Really squatting down into those legs. Find your point of focus. So starting off with a bit of an easier balancing here, at least we're on both feet. Breathing. And then let's ground the right leg and bring the left leg back into our first balancing pose. Ooh. Breathing. Let's bring the leg back up. And then see if we can come into a tree pose here. So bringing the foot either to the inside of the thigh, or you can bring it down to the calf, or you can even rest the toes down on the floor. Breathing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring this foot all the way up. So if you have your toes down on the floor, you're going to pick it up and you're going to bring the foot forward in front of you and try to get the foot up onto the hip flexor. So to show you, all the way up, and the knee comes down as much as possible. We're going to feel a nice stretch coming through the quad. Breathing. Hold on to that foot. And then we're going to swap hands, but this hand is going to grab the foot from behind. So this is where a strap will be really helpful. So what you can do, if you're going to use a strap, bring it around the foot and then hold on to it here, bring the hand around, grab onto your strap. For those of us not using straps, you'll grab your big toe and then the other hand comes to the heart. Breathing. The knee is really coming down as much as we can get it. Find your focus. A bit of a different pose today. Breathing. And then let's release the foot. Allow the foot to slide down, coming into our squat once again with the ankle over the knee, bringing the arms out. Breathing. Really squatting down, feeling the stretch through the glutes. And then we release the foot, stay in the squat, bring the hands to the heart, come back onto the toes. Breathe. Find your point of focus. And then we release now the right leg, the left leg, and then we straighten out the other leg behind us, coming into our warrior three. Taking some nice deep breaths. Now you remember what we did, so we're going to come up, bring the foot inward and place it wherever you feel comfortable for our tree pose. Nice and balanced, nice and focused. Breathing. And then we bring the foot all the way up onto the top of the thigh and really push that knee down. Feeling a nice stretch through the quad here. And remember, we always just do what we can. If the foot doesn't come all the way up, that's fine. The importance here is that we feel the stretch through the quad, we have our balance, we have some looseness in this bottom leg, and that we're trying something new. All right, let's swap hands. Grab your strap if you need it, and then the other hand comes to the heart. Breathing, pull that knee down. Breathing, and then allow the foot to slide down onto the knee, bend, the arms come out. Bend into this bottom leg, feel the stretch through the glute. Breathing. So we've done some nice activation through the legs already. Breathing. Let's bring the hands to the heart. And then we release the foot. Last squat. We can stay on our feet if you like, or coming up onto the toes. I'm going to come back to the back of my mat. Breathing. Inhale. Exhale, coming down into our fold. Taking some nice deep breaths here, and then let's walk the hands forward, coming into our downward dog. We can walk the feet here if we feel we need to. Otherwise, we can do whatever movement we feel we're needing at this time. Taking some nice deep breaths. Let's inhale, roll the back forward. Exhale, coming down into our chaturanga. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, back into our downward dog. Inhale, roll forward once again, and then now we come onto the right hand and the left hand comes up. So now we find ourselves in our side plank. And here in our side plank, we can always modify. You can be in whatever variation you like. Breathing. Now let's bring the left foot in front if it isn't there already. Let's see if we can bring the right knee up. And then release. Now we bring the left foot up onto the knee. See if you can grab onto that toe and pull the leg all the way up. Breathing. And then can you step the foot all the way up, almost to meet your hand? We come into a sort of twisted side angle pose here. Breathing. And then we come all the way up with the other hand, finding the back leg with the left hand. Breathe. Let's bring the left hand forward. See if you can come up onto the tippy toes of the front leg. And if you'd like a bit more of a challenge, leaning forward. Releasing the hands. Let's come all the way up into a three-legged dog, and release the foot. Now see where you are in your downward dog. Observe where you are. We're going to lift the left hand up off the floor, but we want to make the shift of the body as small as possible. So try to keep the body where it is. Of course, we're going to shift a little bit, but we're trying to minimize that as much as possible. So let's bring the left hand up. To the heart. And then let's bring the hand underneath the arm onto the floor, breathing, and then if you can, we bring it all the way back to the right leg. So you can either choose to stay there or we bring it all the way back, breathing. And then let's release. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, downward dog, and immediately exhale, roll forward into our side plank. Choose your variation here. And now if you're joining me, placing the right foot on the floor, and we bring the left foot to the knee. Testing a bit of strength here. Bring the foot back, and then we bring the right foot on top of the knee. See if we can grab the big toes and stretch. Breathing. And then can we step the foot all the way up, coming into a twisted side angle pose. And then we come all the way up and see if we can find that back leg with the right arm. Growing tall, breathing. And then let's bring the right arm back forward. See if we can come onto the tippy toes of the front leg. So this one might not be much of a balancing pose for some, but for some we tend to lose our balance. Lead forward if you did on the other side. Breathe, and let's release the hands, and immediately we bring the leg all the way up into our three-legged dog. And then let's release. Now observe your downward dog. We do the same thing on this side. Let's bring the right hand to the heart. And then to the side. And then grab the back leg if we're doing that. And then back into our downward dog. Let's inhale, bend the knees, look in between the hands. Exhale, step, walk or jump the feet in between the hands into our forward fold. Let's relax the head. Let's cross the legs, so bring the right foot behind the left foot into a bit of a different stretch. Breathing. And then let's bend the knees and we come into a squat again. So as if we're sitting. And then if you can, we bring the toes around the ankle, and then we're going to have the right hand underneath. And we bring the elbows all the way up as much as we can. Breathing. And then let's release. And come straight back into that same forward fold. And then we swap legs. So now we bring the left leg behind, folding nicely here. And then we bend the legs, come into a seated position. Just having the hands at the heart first, just to get that balance. Let's twist at the bottom. Now we have the left arm underneath, drawing the elbows up as much as we can. Breathing. And then we release the arms, stretch the legs, and undo our twist or our cross. Let's inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, and we come onto our bums. Balancing now just on the bum. Coming into our boat pose, our beloved boat pose. All right, and we stretch the legs if we feel up for that. Ooh, the shakes. And then we stretch the arms if we feel up for that. Breathe. And then let's come back into a normal boat pose, or you can have the legs straightened. And then twist. Come up, twist. Come up, twist. Up, twist. Up, twist. Up, twist. 2 more. And last one. And come up 1 last second. And then release. Hug those knees in. And then let's roll down. So at this point, I rolled over and seemingly I did something to my mic, so the audio from here on isn't the best. But luckily we're just going into Shavasana. So I'm just going to do a little guidance here, let you relax, and then leave us in silence. So let's just lay down on our backs, and we can choose to either have our feet together in our butterfly position or knees up, or we can have our legs straightened out and the feet opened up. Just allowing the body to relax and sink down into the floor and surrender to gravity. At this stage, you are welcome to do a nice scan from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of your toes, and just relax through each and every part of the body. And now that the body is relaxed, we come to relax the mind, and we do so by focusing on the present moment. And all that we are doing is laying on the floor and breathing. If we find that the mind wanders away from the breath, that's totally fine. Simply acknowledging that the mind has wandered and bringing it back to the breath. If you'd like to stay here for longer, please hit pause. If you're waking up with me now, starting to wiggle through the fingers, wiggle through the toes, flopping the feet side to side, flop the head side to side. And whenever you feel ready, bringing up the knees, turning over onto one side. And once again, whenever you feel ready, pushing yourself up, coming up to seated. And let's just give ourselves a moment here. Bringing the hands to the sides. Let's inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. And again, inhale, arms come up, big breath. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. And biggest breath, inhale up. And exhale, the hands come down to the heart. Take some time here to reflect back on intention that you may have set at the beginning. And to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your mind and to your body. And I thank you for joining me. At this stage, my lips will not be moving with my voice because this is a voiceover. But if you enjoy this one, please leave it a like. Let me know how you found it. Leave a comment. And if you enjoyed it, please share it with loved ones. Find another one of the videos that you enjoyed. Share those with loved ones. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, if you have anything else that you'd like for me to add, please let me know and I will add that. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead and I will see you all again next week. Thank you for joining me and yeah, bye. Hi, girl. Yeah.